I'm Myke Shrews.
And I'm Tivis.
And you're listening to
The Munster Cast.
Episode 84, guys. Yeah. Welcome back, everybody, to the Munster Cast, the podcast where we watch and talk about the monsters. I'm, of course, your host, Myke Shrews, here with my co-host and friend, Tivis. So, Tivis, please tell everybody out in the Munsterverse. How you doing today, dude?
I'm doing pretty good. We started watching Animal Control last night with Joe McHale. It's fucking awesome.
Is that on Netflix?
Might be. I don't know where my wife found it.
Okay. I like Joel McHale.
I do too. Also, I got this. I'm happy.
What is that? I couldn't.
The complete season 15 of Doctor Who.
Ooh. So Tivis will no longer be watching the Munsters as he will be busy watching Who.
Oh, God, dude. This is like the 10th box they've released. They're running out of seasons.
Yeah. Well, if it's the 15th, so then they've...
Oh, they're not doing them in order.
Oh.
The first one they did was like season 17.
That sounds so... Yeah, I get... Yeah. Are they doing like the original seasons? Like the way
they did
back?
Them, but the problem is a lot of those episodes went missing, so they're slowly animating them. So I'm sure once they get all of them recreated, they'll do those.
Awesome. Cool. Well, thank you guys for tuning back into the Munster Cast after our week break.
Yeah, I hope you all had a good Easter if you celebrate. If not, just a good weekend.
Yeah. All right. So, should we start diving into the dirty business today, Tivis?
Okay.
Right.
Quicker this time.
What's that?
Quicker this time. Go.
Quicker this time. You can find the Munster Cast on all social media platforms as Facebook, Instagram, and the Twitter via the Munster Cast. You can also find us on youtube.com/@TheMunsterCast, where you can see our pretty ugly faces every Munster Monday. You can also swing over to TheMunsterCast.com and check out everything that we do over there. That is vlogs, blogs, everything Munster Cast related. There's also a little microphone icon on the right hand side of your screen that you can click and leave us a voice message that can also go on to the web episode, the next episode, whatever that we record. Just let us know if you would like us to put it into the episode or not. So all right, and then let me move my camera a little better. You can also swing on over and click the store tab on that website, or just go over to themunstercast.com/merch shop, or themunstercast.com/merch, which is our
You'll
shop.
get it right one of these times.
Yeah, it's our shop where you can find all of our shirts and stuff like that. So definitely check those out, guys. They're awesome shirts and great to have. I've seen a few people wear them around, so that's kind of cool. You can also, if you grab one of those shirts up, you can take a photo of yourself wearing the shirt, or the shirt just lying next to your collection, and tag us on social media, and you will get one of these awesome keychains that Tivis has hanging right on his microphone. If you can never see it, it is the Munster Cast logo keychain, and they are really good, dude. I wear mine around with me all the time, and I throw it around, so they're pretty heavy duty as well. What else we got? The MunsterCast@outlook.com is where you can also reach out to us and contact us all the time, constantly, and bother us with all your Munster-filled content. We do email back everybody that has emailed us. We have sent them messages back too. You can also reach out to us on social media as well, guys, through messengers or messenger or whatever the heck the platforms offer. All right.
We also have a Patreon, which is basically just a tip jar. You know, we pay for everything out of pocket. If you guys want to throw us support, we would be more than gracious for you. But if you do that, you also get access to our Discord, where you can talk directly to us. And it's also the only way that we found where we can release these episodes without Universal getting mad at us because you can't download them from us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we're not a distributor. We're just trying to help you watch along.
Right.
But more importantly, you can leave us a review on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, you know what, whatever. Your podcast,
Everything.
if it allows you to leave a podcast, do that. If it allows you to give us a rating, do that. You'll bump us up in the feed. More people will see us. Also, telling people in your life, family, friends, coworkers, the random homeless guy on the street who can't listen anyway. Just anyone will help, get more ears on us and overall boost up the Munsters in general. We are trying so hard. Frank told us that Universal is now checking us out, so let's show them that people are passionate about it. You don't have to listen to us for that either. Just write them a nice worded email about how much you want Munsters Today, Mini Munsters, any of the other missing stuff, Mockingbird Lane, brought back out to the public where people can view it, just normally. Put it on fucking Peacock or something. Next up. So, some upcoming cons. This is directly from Munsters.com, which is the website Butch Patrick runs. He will be in New England Tattoo Expo from April 12th to the 14th, and that is in Uncasville, Connecticut. How do you pronounce that, Myke?
Here, let me look at it again. Uncasville.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
So you can see him coming up here in a couple weeks. Daniel Roebuck will be at Monster Bash in July in Pittsburgh, and Jeff Daniel Phillips will be at HorrorCon UK in May. So just some upcoming events where you can meet some of the Munsters that are out traveling around, because Sherry doesn't do a whole lot of cons. So
yeah, awesome. And I would like to also shout out Daniel Roebuck. He was just recently on the 911 show. So I haven't watched every episode yet. I think there's still one more to go as we are recording. I'm not too sure. But yeah, it was pretty cool so far of what I've seen on it. So
I've
shout
seen
out
him
to
advertising
Daniel.
it.
Yeah. I've seen his posts and stuff too for it. I actually found out, I didn't even find out through him. I found out through his buddy Brent that does the toys and stuff. So Brent's Toys. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's always showing off his stuff.
Yeah. You can also swing over to themunstercast.com/sticker-meal10. That's sticker MULE and then the number 10. You get a 10% or $10 credit off of your first order over there with that link, and then we also get a small little kickback that goes onto our account so that we can order more stuff as well through them. So definitely take advantage of that, guys. Even if you have like you want one t-shirt made, that $10 will basically pay for the t-shirt. If you want keychains, stickers, whatever you want, they offer a variety of things over there. I actually just ordered some more stuff from them, so definitely take advantage and check that out, guys. It's themunstercast.com/sticker-meal10. I don't know why I went all like ghetto in there, like the
Munsters.
That's what we
Well, it's
should
because
name
we
this.
grew up on the border of Michigan and Ohio, where "the Bears" was said frequently when we were younger. The Bears. It's a football team, for anyone who doesn't know.
We totally should have called this the Munster Cast.
Should have. Another way that you can support us that we don't mention very often is we are an Amazon affiliate. We have links to where you can buy the box set, Marine Land, Rob Zombie's movie, all that. Or if you just buy anything else from Amazon from that, we get literal pennies, but it's something.
Yeah, definitely. And then a lot of those links too. If you go over to our website, themunstercast.com, there's like little imagery and all that crap. You can click it, it'll take you directly to those things over there. And some of them aren't even like things that you can buy, because some of them you can't buy, but you can still watch through like Amazon Prime and stuff like that. So it's interesting. And I have to continually update it too because they outdate the things. Like they change it all the time. It's so annoying. Yeah. All right, and they also got rid of like picture links, you know, which pissed me off. So I had to go through, get my own photos, and then put in the picture and put the link onto the photo. That was annoying.
Listeners,
Anyways,
I want you to take a moment right now. Give Myke all the praise in the world for doing all of this stuff behind the scenes that I don't even know half the stuff he does because he doesn't complain. But honestly, this show would not even exist without him.
well, I mean, it is our show, so it wouldn't exist without either of us.
Well, I mean, everything. I'm just a voice. You're everything else.
I am going to complain about something. My fucking wife keeps leaving her book bag in my background. Damn it! I tell you, I tell you.
She wants to be a part of the show too.
I'm gonna put
She
a
just
picture.
doesn't want to get up this early.
I'm gonna get a cardboard cutout of her and put it right behind us, or right behind me.
Are you gonna put it next to Deadpool?
Yeah, and no one can see Deadpool though. Like he's like over this way off screen where no one can see him. It's a giant cardboard cutout that just like peeks out from this bookcase right here. If you guys are watching, so it's kind of funny to me.
But
anyways,
no, seriously, dude, thank you for everything you do. I don't say it enough.
I mean, yeah, thanks for everything you do too, dude. Like,
Which
I
is
mean,
not a lot.
I do tell you, but still. All right, guys. So let's dive on into this episode. Tivis, what we got going here today?
The eyes have it.
Which
oh, what are you gonna say?
Nothing.
That was an echo of me then. Okay, that's weird.
No, I said which, and then I realized I realized it wasn't my my time.
Okay, so I'm not hearing things. That was just freaky. So this is season 2, episode 7, or the 102nd episode of both shows. Aired Saturday, November 18th, 1989. We are getting so close to entering the 90s.
Very close.
This was written by newcomer Mark Cassette. This is his first of 3. And his second to last writing credit overall. So his first writing credit is for Centurions. I think I'm saying Centurions. Thank you. In 1986. Then he went to Foofer, where he did 3 episodes. This is gonna break me today. Sky Commanders. He did 2. Popeye and Son, which is a show I've never heard of, but I love Popeye, so I've got to check this out. Dinosaurs, he did an episode. The New Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, an episode of the Beauty and the Beast TV show, TV 101, Drink the Little Dinosaur, a TV short, and then his final credit was in 1991. What a Dummy. He did 1 episode of that.
Okay.
So, real short list, but worth checking out.
Awesome.
It was directed by Scott Redman, who you may remember from Raging Hormones. This is his second time directing. And now the part that I'm so excited to get to with you. The cast. There were 2. One is listed on IMDb.
I have a question.
Yes.
Alan Burns is on these episodes, correct?
He wasn't listed in the credits.
He's on it as a writer.
Alan Burns?
Alan Burns.
Does it say written by?
It says format buys, and he's been on his format buy for like everything Munsters related. Like, what the hell does format buy mean? I've never seen that one before. I was wondering if you did.
Maybe like, could he be one of what what is now known as a showrunner.
I don't know, but he's on like all the movies and everything, even Rob Zombie's as format
Oh,
by.
well, then maybe he's a consultant. Because I noticed Chris Heyman is also a format person. This one.
Okay.
I don't know. Hey, if anyone could get us in touch with Al Burns, if he's still with us, let us know.
I don't think he's still with us.
No, probably not. But if he is, love to talk to him.
He died in 2021
Of course he did. Rest in peace, Al.
at age 85.
Oh, nice long life.
Yeah, good life. All right. Continue.
All
Sorry.
right, so the cast members.
Yes.
Can't wait to get to them. They are two big names. Only one is listed IMDb. So the first
Okay.
one is not listed. Ernie Sabella. Does that name ring a bell?
Sounds familiar.
Okay, let me get into what he did. He played Mr. Grubbs, Eddie's teacher in this episode.
Yes.
His first acting credit was in Broadway on Showtime in 1980. From there, he did an episode or two of various shows and some movies, which include St. Elsewhere, Newhart, The Facts of Life, Punky Brewster. He did 18 episodes of It's Your Move. He was on Different Strokes, Cheers, 22 episodes of Perfect Strangers, playing their boss in the first season, Mr. Donald, Twinkassetti,
Okay.
which is a show that I recently got into. He was on Married with Children, Saved by the Bell, Seinfeld, and here is where his career has pretty much been for the rest of it. He is the voice of Pumbaa from The Lion King.
Like the original movie or the TV show?
And pretty much every spinoff.
Nice.
Yeah. He is the definitive voice of Pumbaa. Sorry, Seth Rogen.
Not sorry, Seth Rogen.
Yeah. He was also on. He was Maury the cat.
I'm sorry. Hold on. I just watched the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie that Seth Rogen did, and can I just say, for all turtle fans out there, fuck you, dude. All right, moving on.
For listeners who have not checked out our older show, Operation Babel, I have a one-sided blood feud with Seth Rogen. I'm not a fan of his, and he just know I exist. So that's how that's going. Yes. So here's a mouthful. He was in Mouse Hunt as Murray, the Cat Care Society owner. I love that movie, and I had to get it in here. And finally, he was also.
Is this the kid? Or the teacher still?
This is the teacher.
Okay.
He was also on a couple episodes of That's So Raven. I had to throw that in there because that was the show that was on when I was young.
Was that Disney or Nickelodeon?
Disney.
Sorry.
With Raven Simone.
I mean, I guess I'm sorry for both kids on both sides now. So,
all right, now for the one that is listed on IMDb, Casey Ellison as Brad Penman, Eddie's classmate. He started as an actor, then moved into the camera and electrical department. His first acting credit. Now, this one I want you to look up, Mike, because I think you're going to be shocked with how many things he's in. His first acting credit was listed in 1985 for Back to Next Saturday. He did 19 projects for years, including Punky Brewster as Alan Anderson. He was 3 animated and 26 live action of that. He was on Days of Our Lives, Pound Puppies, 11 episodes of Mr. Belvedere, 21 Jump Street, The Wonder Years, and his last acting credit was for Headhunter in 2002. In 1998, he is credited with his first electrician role in Curse of the Puppet Master. And I think you're going to recognize a lot of stuff that he did, worked behind the scenes on. Oh, yeah. Here's my short list while you're looking at 2002 Spider-Man, Starship Troopers 2, 5 episodes of Mad Men, 13 episodes of Gang Related, Paul Blart Mall Cop 2, Pee-wee's Big Holiday, 32 episodes of Fresh Off the Boat. My wife and I love that. All 6 episodes of Obi-Wan Kenobi, 8 episodes of The Mandalorian. But he's been on 51 projects behind the scenes overall.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. And I noticed he did a lot of horror movies, so I'm sure you're seeing quite a few that you've.
Oh, a lot of horror and sci-fi. Yeah.
So quite a career Casey's got here.
So when I first saw this kid pop up on screen, I was like, "Is that Bud Bundy?"
No. You need to watch Married with Children again. No.
I know. I was just like, "Wait, it looks like him." I was like, "But no, this was around the same time, so there no way it would have been able to be him because of the look." So looked a little like him. Just saying, he had the same long face and everything.
But this is another instance where IMDb fails this show. You got this one,
Okay,
guest.
Green Arrow.
No, it's true. How many times has they not had like, how the hell do you not have Ernie Sabella listed as being in this episode?
Maybe his agent made sure.
Why? He's real good in it.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So what are we doing now?
Your synopsis.
Synopsis time. All right. Let's see how this goes. I read this out to my wife last night, and I think she like zoned out like 3 seconds into it.
I mean, how's that different than any other time you talk?
Right? Oh,
I feel bad.
all right. On synopsis time. On this episode. Tivis, you're killing me. I'll say it. I'll let you say it. Synopsis time.
Synopsis time.
On this episode of The Munsters Today, accusations of cheating engulf Eddie. Now, Eddie must watch helplessly as his affluent adversary triumphs with ill-gotten grades, leaving him shattered and disillusioned, casting a dark shadow over Eddie's reputation and future. Meanwhile, Herman grapples with a relentless onslaught of misfortune, triggered by Grandpa's dubious voodoo teachings. Will Eddie succumb to the temptation of wielding dark forces against the world? Will Marilyn's nose explode like an overinflated balloon? Will Herman and Lily seek refuge in the lab? Will Grandpa confront the repercussions of his teachings? Will Eddie be a great dictator or just a great dick? Will the Munsters' once peaceful home descend into a nightmare of domestic turmoil and abuse? Will chaos ensue? Find out this week on The Munsters Today.
That'll golf clap into the microphone.
Oh shit. All right.
All right.
There we go.
Ready to dive in?
Nope, I'm tired. I gave my energy. I gave my all today, coach.
All right. So we open at Eddie's school again with a montage of school things. We got lockers, science class equipment, kids skating in the halls, pencils, the indoctrination of youth to a flag, and tests. The kid behind Eddie wants him to give him an answer, and he's like, hey, what's the missing link between primates and Neanderthals? And Eddie just tells him, put Danny DeVito, which I found quite hilarious.
Can I say, I don't know what class this is supposed to be for, because when they're doing their little montage, it's like everything. They're like looking at skulls and the glow.
Well, they said it's a biology test with a lab later on after the weekend. Who does a test on Friday and then Monday?
Mean teachers.
Yeah, did you? My wife had a professor at college who refused to not give a test on Halloween, and so a bunch of parents were pissed they couldn't take their kids out. It was at like 6 p.m. too.
He refused to give a test on Halloween?
No, he refused that. He had a exam scheduled, and they're like, "Hey, can you move this?" And he's like, "No."
Interesting.
Yeah, he was a. She stopped showing up to that class and only came in to take the test.
Oh.
She passed with an A, so for him. Yeah, he's like, so the boy who's currently unnamed, we know it's Brad from later, but
Yes.
he's like, hey, what's number 9? And Eddie has had enough at this point and yells at the dude to leave him alone, which attracts the attention of the teacher. The guy's like, hey, I don't like cheating. It almost cost my brother the seat on the Supreme Court. I'm really loving the topical Supreme Court jokes.
They do a few. They do a few.
Oh yeah. The boy quickly is like, hey, Eddie just wanted to borrow a pencil, and Eddie, who's playing with his pencil, is like, oops, hides it under his desk. Now,
Yeah.
the teacher, he's like, hey, here, take my pencil. It's da 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 da. I tried so hard to write down what this guy said. At least 10 times I went back to listen to what he said, and I couldn't get it down.
Yeah. Eddie's trying way too hard to make sure that what the guy says is right. And if he just would have not done that, this whole episode wouldn't have had to happen. Just say, bro, like,
I think we got
stand
an
up for
early preview
yourself.
of yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. So
Stand up for yourself, bro. All right, and then after this, what happens? We got Eddie ends up. Oh, I was just gonna read what my notes say. Eddie ends up fighting with the kid, basically quote unquote fighting with the kid. As the kid's trying to steal Eddie's paper right now. And Eddie fights back with him by standing up, and Eddie has werewolf strength. Why is he not just able to take it right from the kid's hand? Why is it a fight?
because it's not a full moon.
There seems to be a full moon standing in front of him. So then Eddie ends up getting kicked out of the class.
Yeah, teacher's like, give me back my special pencil. You're not fit to hold.
You're not fit to hold it. Like, what the fuck?
I have to say right now, I loved this teacher. Like, he's gonna come back later on, but I really love the performance he gave. Of course, I really enjoyed him in Perfect Strangers too, so I might be a bit biased. All right. So now we're back at home with the family having breakfast, which confused me because I thought it was later in the day, but no, I guess this is now Saturday.
I guess it is breakfast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or no, it has to be Friday because Eddie has to go back to school still. Lily tells Eddie to stop playing with his cereal like a science experiment, and Grandpa, reading the box, says she should see what's in it. It's flammable. And I'm wondering, is this the stuff they tried to get Herman to sell in season 1?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
We're just under that assumption now.
Yeah, they rebranded. That's why you don't recognize it. Eddie wants to stay home. So you got a fever, your eyes are cloudy and vacant, and your tongue looks like old shoe leather.
Yeah.
Grandpa doesn't see the problem. What's wrong? Eddie's like, all right, fine. Here, you have to sign this failed biology test.
Which means, like, it has to be a couple days after that
I'm thinking it's
event.
the next. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, because the teacher had to grade it still.
Right. And then give it to him after he kicked him out of class. So
yeah. This is definitely on a Friday, though, because after this, they go into a weekend. Because the teacher mentions they have a lab test on the Monday that coming up.
Yeah.
But I have a confession. I don't know. My mom doesn't listen, so she'll never learn. But When I was in 7th grade, I used to get those all the time. Take them home, get your mom to parent to sign it, or else you get detention.
Yeah.
So I learned how to perfectly forge my mom's signature.
I don't think I've ever had when I was in school, I never had to bring home something to have my parents sign it because of a bad grade.
Oh, I do this, and this, ironically enough, it was a science class, and this dude was awesome because anytime anyone fell asleep in his class, he had a hammer. And the first thing we noticed when we walked in was all of his tables that we sat at had
Mhm.
indents. We quickly found out why. He'd take that hammer and whack the table.
Oh, I love the school I bet the school board loved that, having to replace the tables every few years.
I don't think they did. But getting
Alright.
back to the episode,
Yep.
they like, hey, what happened? He's like, I was blamed for cheating. And I gotta say, I'm so glad that the family immediately believe him, other than Marilyn making this joke about he's a regular James Dean,
Mm,
which Herman then corrects her with Jimmy Dean, who makes a fine sausage, and also made that earworm Big Bad John, for those who didn't know. Uh,
yeah.
yeah. So Marilyn's like, you know what? I'm out, and just leaves the table, and I presumably goes to her school.
Maybe. I rarely see her coming and going from school anymore, so
Yeah, maybe she
Marilyn
graduated.
the original Marilyn
Was in
in the original
college.
series, she was in college, and we saw
Yeah.
her more active in school than this Marilyn.
Yeah.
Like, outside of Marilyn's her student film that she was doing, like, you really
Yeah.
didn't see her
We
doing a whole lot for school.
we have not had a Maryland-centric episode this season yet.
Yeah.
Hopefully, it's coming up.
Yeah, and that was one of my first notes is, like, we open with the high school, "Oh, guess it's a Eddie storyline," since because we were
Mhm.
trying to guess last week between Eddie or Marilyn or something.
There's no way we would have guessed this story,
No, no.
which we are about to get to the main portion of that. So, yeah, Grandpa's like, "1 F won't ruin his academic career. Calm down."
He's like, "One teeny weeny F won't ruin it. Isn't gonna hurt
And
him."
Herman's like, "Hey, mind your own business. Stop undercutting us from teaching him right and wrong." And Grandpa's, "Sure, blame Grandpa for the failure on the parent."
How 90s of you.
So
I
Lily
wrote
wants
that
an
and I
ex.
was like, "Wait, it's not even the '90s yet when
I
this
know.
episode dropped." So I'm just like, maybe they're like, "How, like, futuristic of you."
Yeah, yeah,
Just
maybe.
blame the grandparent. I mean, it's
I
a
mean,
couple
we
months
are just a
out.
few episodes away from being in the 90s, so
Yeah. So maybe it aired out of order.
it could have. Or as you said, they were just future proofing. Uh,
Right.
yeah, Lily's like, "Hey, explain to me. What are you talking about?" So Eddie goes, "So yeah, there's this guy who sat behind me, yada yada yada." And so Herman's like, "Well, why didn't you bring the teacher into it?" And he's like, "I ain't no snitch." Kara's like, "Just give him the evil eye to give him bad luck."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, hell yeah, teach me this." And Lily's like, "I don't know."
Didn't if this is such a good idea, sir.
Yeah.
I
Herman
know
says,
I wish
"Why
that
not?"
she would stop calling grandpa grandpa and wish that Lily would just say dad.
Well, they did that in the original show too.
I know it annoyed me then too, especially after I go and watch other sitcoms with like the dad, King of Queens.
Hmm.
She always
Rest in
refers to
peace.
him as dad. Yeah, I
That's such
still
a
love
great
that
show.
show.
It's such a great show.
I
Oh
love when they
yeah.
did the flashback of like when he was a kid, and then they had uh shit. What's his kid's name? The famous
I don't
dude,
remember.
Zoolander. Shit. What is his name?
I can't.
That's such a stupid thing, I can't remember that. Ben Stiller. Yeah, Ben
Oh, I
Stiller
think it's all
comes
good for
in.
the character's name.
No. Ben Stiller is that that actor was Ben Stiller's real dad. So
Mm.
when they did the flashback, Ben Stiller came in and played his dad
Oh, that's great.
to Arthur. Played Arthur's
Mm,
dad. Yeah, it's funny.
that's great. You know, I was thinking about Everyone Loves Raymond, and I don't think he calls his dad dad.
Yeah, he does. It's his
Does he?
dad. Duh.
I only
How did
remember him ever
dad,
his
dad,
mom because his
dad.
mom was constantly in his life.
Mom, come on, mom. I can't do
Mm,
the Kermit the Frog voice, so I don't.
yeah. To bring it back to the Munsters, there's a great, I think we've talked about this before, but Mike found a great blooper from that show with the brother
Mhm.
doing Herman Munster, and he's like spot on.
Brad Garrett is doing the
Yeah.
Herman. Yeah.
Yeah. All
Yeah,
right.
he would be an ideal Herman, dude. Like if they brought
He
it back
would.
to
There's a
TV.
lot of people who would love to see him in the role.
Uh,
Just going by the comments in the Facebook group, but if they did, I don't know if they would even accept him. So
Probably not.
no. But anyway, back to this. So Herman's like, yeah, what harm could it do? Grandpa then demonstrates how to do it. You do 3 eye rolls, which look really dumb but are very important. That will stop people from cheating off me, right? And Grandpa goes, zap him once, and he'll be so busy with things going wrong, he'll probably leave you alone.
Oh,
Uh, he tells him how to test it, or go test it on Herman. Excuse me. Eddie's, I'm not so sure about this. Grandpa goes, look at him. What more bad things could happen to that man? And Lily takes offense to this because they're married.
yeah.
So he goes over to it and he's still not sure. Grandpa tells him, like, your great grandmother was famous for it. People refused to look at her. It's like, she was that powerful. She was that ugly, but she also had a heck of a stare.
Yeah. And this whole thing right here, I don't know if you've ever seen the movie The New Guy with DJ
Mhm.
Qualls. That's what this whole like scene reminded me of when he's teaching them the crazy eye type thing.
The only evil eye I've ever seen that was done real well was in Scrubs from Neil Flynn. He's just walking by in a scene. This is all he does the entire episode, too. He just walks by the scene, just staring at him as this, like, I don't know, monk kind of music plays behind him.
Yeah. Ooh.
That's the only thing he does the entire episode. Uh, so Eddie learns the evil eye, tries it
I
on Herman. Oh, go ahead.
that nothing. No.
Yeah.
I might cut that because that might be offensive.
Is it?
I'm just fucking with you.
Like, it's just monk chanting. There's tons of monks.
That's what you said.
I'm not very good at it. All right, I'm not a monk.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
HIV positive.
Nope, not
Gotcha.
that.
Fucking South Park made me pick that one up. I say it to
so
everybody too.
all right, so Eddie learns this. He tries it on Herman, and he's real happy. He's like, "All right, I'm gonna go to school, and I'm gonna try it on this little bastard."
Yeah.
So they leave, and Lily's like, "You shouldn't be teaching kids things like that." And Grandpa's like, "It's not real. Calm down. Look how much happier he is now." Lily's concerned. What if it actually works, though? Both Herman and Grandpa laugh together. Herman's like, the only way it could actually work is if it was done to some empty-headed, gullible people. And you know where this is going, because Herman immediately pours his coffee on his pants.
Yeah. Right down his shirt and pants.
Mm-hmm. So we're back at the school. The teacher helps the kid read by turning the book the correct way up. And I love the teacher's reactions. God, you're fucked.
He just shakes his head and just walks away. It's like, oh God.
Yeah, good luck in life. He tells them he has an excellent way to depress their parents. The results of yesterday's exam, which I thought they already got the results because Eddie had to sign it. Well, I guess Eddie's was given to him early because he was kicked out for.
Maybe, yeah.
So the bell rings. They rush to get up, but he's like, no, sit back down. The lab portion of the exam is on Monday. Aloha, and then just leaves. They rush over to read them. You know, the boy wanting to cheat got an A and then begins to make fun of the Eddie's F. Eddie's like, hey, you tell the teacher he got it reversed and you're the cheater. The kid's like, no, I get kicked out of the Young Republicans who want to be vice president one day.
Yeah. It made me laugh because I like doubled back. I was like, wait, did he say what I think he just said?
What's funny is I went to high school with someone exactly like that. I'm not even joking. He joined the Young Republican stuff. His goal in life was to become a manager of a company because then he wouldn't have to do anything.
Yeah. Let's see. Who was vice president at the time? Dan Quayle.
We mentioned him last week. Not
Yeah.
last week, last episode.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So by the way, this boy is in like a full a suit. Like the kind I had to wear when I was doing my DECA competitions. It was not fun. So Eddie then gives him the evil eye. And the boy's, what's wrong? He's like, nothing. I'm giving you the evil eye. They haven't figured out how to balance your medication yet, have they?
Yeah.
So he's snarky, but he's not being that mean. He almost sounds a little concerned.
Yeah. He's not. He's kind of like a dick, but not as much as Eddie becomes.
Yeah. The bullies we had last school episode were worse than this kid.
Yeah. And this kid looks like he would be the kid that the bullies would pick on anyways.
Yeah. He's like the prototype Draco Malfoy.
Yeah. Yeah. The rich blonde-haired kid who gets away with everything.
Yeah, Richie, if he was an a-hole.
Richie Rich went to public school.
Yeah. So he's like, Eddie tells him, like, you're gonna be sorry you're alive. Just like me. And that's real depressing, Eddie.
Yeah.
The boy laughs and he's like, yeah, I bet you believe in vampires, werewolves, and Frankensteins too. And Eddie, like, he takes a second and gets genuinely hurt from this comment. He's, leave my family out of it.
Dude, leave my family alone. My family has nothing to do with
it. Which it didn't end up happening, but it made me like, oh, I hope so much that the family have to come to the school and he sees them. So
no, I think they pretty much every time there's like a school centric episode, the family just stays in the house.
Yeah. It might change though. It'd be nice to see them not in their house or the cemetery in their backyard. So he tells Eddie, you know, hey, study hard. I want to get an A on the lab exam too. That's not how lab exams work. Those are practical. You can't cheat on those. I'm sorry,
I'm
that one
sorry.
broke me. It's just, my wife was in pharmacy and she had to do those labs were like some of the stressful time in her life because she's like, one mistake, there
Yeah.
goes your grade.
Yeah.
So now we're back at home. Grandpa and Lily are dancing behind the couch while Marilyn's on the phone.
For some random
The
reason,
doorbell.
they're like over
Yeah,
there
I think they were
dabbing.
exercising. They
They're
were like doing
dabbing.
jazzercise or something. Yeah.
They were.
But the doorbell rings and Lily hopes it's another real estate agent. Spot needs his exercise too. God, Lily, why?
What do they do to these real estate people?
Probably the same thing they do to the mailmen.
Yeah.
It's Herman on crutches, a head bandage, and carrying a shovel.
Head wound and all.
Yep.
Why does he have a? I guess he takes his shovel to and from work.
He brings it home with him later in the episode too.
Yeah.
So
So I just, yeah.
yeah. He's like, first I burned my leg with the coffee. Then I got hit in the head with a shovel. Hopefully leave no scar. And Grandpa's like, who could tell? Lily asks about the crutches, and he's like, well, we were burying a body when the guys buried me by mistake. I had to tunnel out. When I got out, I was over by the 7-Eleven where I scared a lady. She dropped her 6-pack on my toe. She tells him that he's home now, so he can just relax. And then maybe take me out to a nice dinner later? Herman turns to her like, the bank won't accept my payroll check. The computer told them I was deceased. Lily has the best reaction to this. That's discrimination.
Oh, Lily. Lily.
So Herman says, it's got to be Eddie's evil eye. And Lily, I knew it. Grandpa tells them, look, you're being crazy. It's a coincidence. The power of suggestion. It's all superstitious nonsense. And Marilyn chimes in at this, going, Grandpa, you love superstition. Your favorite day is Friday the 13th. And Grandpa's like, well, that's because Thursday the 12th is so unlucky. I'm so happy when it's over. And I just love if that was true in this world and that everyone has it wrong. It's not Friday that's so unlucky. It's Thursday and everyone blames Friday for it.
Yeah.
I don't know why. That just cracks me up. So Lily says, Herman's also superstitious. He sleeps with a nightlight. And he goes, it keeps the boogeyman away.
Is that why people sleep with nightlights? For the boogeyman thing? Is that the main thing?
Look, I have to have a light on. I'm going to freely admit this, either the TV or the bathroom light or something, because I don't know why. In total pitch black, I go into panic mode.
So you're claustrophobic?
I might be. I don't know. I've never tested it, but
probably. I mean,
yeah.
I have a nightlight in the bathroom in our bedroom, so I don't like I'm fine with pitch black. I grew up camping in the woods, so it's always pitch black there. But it's nice to have a light in my room so I don't freaking walk in the shit while I'm going to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Because I have to walk all the way around the bed. She's right there.
You should get those slippers from the Sky Mall magazine that have the headlights on them.
Oh, these are my slippers.
Okay, for listeners, he just lifted up. He's got like if you know Sully from not Sully, the big blue monster from Monsters Inc. Is it Sully?
Yeah, Sully.
Yeah, they look like his feet,
but with pink on them. I'm not as flexible as I used to be. That hurts. Although Mike, I don't think our knees aren't supposed to bend that way either. So
Mike's getting his yoga in this morning. So Eddie comes in, sees his dad. Lily demands that he reverse the curse at once. And Eddie's like, It's a bunch of BS anyway. I tried it, nothing happened. You all just like to make me look stupid. That is Myke opening his energy drink.
It's tea.
Okay, his Long Island iced tea.
It's green tea. Come on now.
Yeah, the phone rings and Eddie decides he's the one who's going to answer it. And it's a good thing he does because it's his friend Paul.
Yeah.
Brad, the boy who we haven't been naming until now, got expelled for cheating.
He looked like a Brad. Okay, yeah. Brad.
Eddie cannot wait to use the evil eye on the next person who ticks him off. Lily turns to look at Grandpa in anger. Herman turns to look at him with concern. Marilyn turns to look at him with fear. And Grandpa, confused, just spikes the camera.
Yeah. Now we're back into the lab with Grandpa talking to, is it Leonard, right?
Yeah. Is he washing him? I couldn't tell.
I think he was like giving him he's giving him a is it manicure, right? For their fingers?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because he has his hands in these like little glass things of like green liquid.
At least he takes care of Leonard.
He doesn't have nails.
He's keeping his bones nice and clean.
He needs to really clean better because those bones don't even look like they've been bleached yet. Leonard isn't very white. Let's just say that. He looks like, they just let the body decay on him. And all right.
All right.
Who was Leonard? I want to know who Leonard was before he became a bag of monsters. That'd be a cool episode to see like Leonard come to life.
It would.
Like it'd be like their cousin or some shit.
Or one of the flashbacks where Grandpa's hiding behind the couch, eavesdropping on his daughter. Mazel tov. He's just walking around the background. Maybe he was a roommate originally.
Did I bring up the fact that the mummy was there like hardcore in the last episode we watched?
Yes, you did.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure.
Yes, you did.
All right. So this is where Marilyn ends up running down down to the lab.
Oh, there's some great jokes before that happens. He's complaining about Eddie being out of control. The whole family's terrified. He hasn't seen this much oppression since the whole country had to pretend Reagan didn't dye his hair.
I don't get that one, but yeah. Like, I mean, I get it. I get what they're saying.
It's just making fun of Reagan, which is I support.
I get it, but I didn't like get the specific reference. You know what I mean? Because I was a little kid when this came out.
I wasn't born yet.
No?
No.
You 90s baby?
We have a full year before I am even in this earth. All right, so now Marilyn comes down. And I caught him while he's taking a drink.
You're good. So Marilyn comes down complaining about her giant zit on her nose.
And it is big.
It is. Yeah. And again, this is another one that's just like a Marsha moment for me with her. Just like last episode. That she's so worried about her. I'm surprised Grandpa doesn't have a cream for this,
I wouldn't take it from Grandpa.
But he didn't even try to offer her anything or like a vial of something and then like have it get worse for her.
That is something I do miss from the classic show is Grandpa's experiments, the bottles of random stuff, the pills.
Yeah. Like you see this version of Grandpa has like all this, like the chemicals and stuff in the lab, but you rarely ever see him actually forcing it upon people, I guess. Like, hey,
Really?
here, take this real quick, Herman. Here you go, Eddie.
So, yeah, what did Eddie give her the evil eye for?
I don't. What did he give her the evil eye for? I don't remember.
She wouldn't let him watch reruns of The Fall Guy, and Grandpa's like, "Oh yeah, that'll do it."
Mm, yeah.
So now Lily and Herman come down with a bunch of camping supply.
Yeah, they come camping. The lab is apparently the safest room in the house, which is not a room; it's a basement, guys.
It's Grandpa's room.
It's not a room if there's not a closet with a door on it.
Does his coffin count?
Nope, because it's not built in to be considered a bedroom. It has to. I guess it can be considered a room, but to be considered a bedroom, it has to have a closet that's built in.
Hmm.
The more you know. At least in certain states, I don't. Some states are different. So, anyways, moving on. Yeah,
I didn't know that. So.
Lily and Herman come down with a bunch of camping supplies. Yeah, it's a big thing in Michigan for sure. And Florida. Because I had to build freaking closets, 2 different closets. That was annoying. Anyways,
Mike's having flashbacks.
yeah. Grandpa's annoyed at them all because of why. Why?
What are you people scared of? He's just a boy. A wolf boy, but a boy nonetheless. Yeah, Herman's like, well, you haven't been zapped yet. He got Marilyn and Lily last night. Lily forgot to put fabric softener in his shorts. He's like, he got me 3 times this morning due to my hiccups. Little overkill there, Eddie.
I get the fabric softener one.
Grandpa's just like, Grandpa just is not having it. He's like, stand up for yourself, for Christ's sake. He's like, it's not going to be long before he starts demanding that you give him dates, cars, and cars and menus.
Yeah.
Herman and Lily laughed at this idea.
And then
cut to them at dinner with menus. I'm gonna have the which, by the way, all the food on this menu is just candy.
Yeah, there's like a big thing of licorice. She brings out Lily brings out Herman like a whole plate of corn dogs. Like, this is like if I told my kids, okay, y'all can pick what we're gonna eat. This is what my table would look like.
I call BS on that. Like, I was a kid, I ate all my freaking candy from like Halloween, Easter within a week. I was much skinnier back then, but that's beside the point. I could not do that for dinner. That is like grazing food. You have a little here, you have a little there. You do not have a whole meal of it.
Yeah, I guess it just depends.
Yeah, there's no way no one could not feel getting like, even as a kid, thinking about eating that whole thing of like your whole bag of candy from Halloween at once. It'll give you that sick feeling. Now, having a little bit, that's fine.
And especially as you're getting older, to like, as at least for myself, when I try and eat candy, too much candy at once, I'm just like, I can taste the chemicals in it. I can start tasting the chemicals in everything now. It's so weird. But we also grow a lot of food for ourselves here. So we eat that. And then when we go somewhere, I can taste the chemicals on the food. It's just weird. Tivis,
I like
think I'm
chemicals. That's
becoming
why I
like,
lost my chin.
I'm becoming one of those very picky people.
Yeah, I'm the kind of person who's like, give me that cheese that's basically plastic.
Oh, I haven't had government cheese in forever. Screw that. I call it, if I have to unwrap it individually, that's government cheese. I don't care.
Oh, dude. pepper jack. I can't go without my pepper jack, but that's not the
Blech.
plastic cheese.
Blech.
Plastic cheese, the liquid stuff they put on nachos at gas stations.
Or like Cheese Whiz. I tried Cheese Whiz the other day. I was like, oh my god, this just tastes like it's bad for you.
I believe that. I've never had cheese whiz.
Like the spray cheese?
Yeah, I've never had it.
Like, really? Even when the Goof Troop movie came out, you weren't like spraying Cheese Whiz on shit?
Honestly, I'm not like everyone I know can just eat a slice of cheese. I'm not like that. I can't do it. It has to be with something.
I get that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's probably because you're eating the nasty cheese.
Maybe, yeah. The stuff that can't legally be called cheese now. That's not a joke. That's the thing in America for our international listeners. We have the cheese-like product.
Yeah.
All right, we are way off topic.
It's on topic. Eddie's eating a horrible diet. Even if my kids had $1 million that they were paying me, I would not let them eat this because they're just gonna kill themselves.
I mean, if they really wanted to, just let them go until they puke. They'll learn.
Yeah, my parents did that to one of my brothers. They let him. He wanted to be that cool kid who got his like root beer. Like he bought just a giant case of root beer for the first time himself, and so he walked around the whole day because we were at like a barbecue party or whatever, and he was carrying the box around with him and wouldn't let anyone drink them and stuff. Well, guess what happens in the middle of summertime when pop gets warm? It gets real warm.
Oh no!
And he kept drinking and drinking, and then just like randomly.
Oh no!
Yeah, I think he learned his lesson from that.
I hope so.
Yeah, that's my my oldest living brother now. So yeah, that's it was. Because I was there the whole night. Yeah, we were at a friend's house too.
Now,
family friends and stuff like that. Yeah.
I'm going to continue this tangent for just a little bit longer.
Okay.
Does he drink root beer now? Did this put him off of it?
No, I think he still drinks it. Like, and it was A&W root beer too. So
oh, the worst one. You got to get mugged, man. Mug root beer is where it's at. I'm sorry.
Look, I won't. Well, I haven't drank pop in over a year myself now. Like the tea is the closest thing. The canned tea here is the closest thing, but I wouldn't drink root beer anyways unless it was like a root beer float. Like I couldn't just straight up drink a root beer. Yeah. Now there was other types of beer pops or whatever you want to call them that I would drink, but like cream soda by A&W and stuff. I love me a cream soda. It didn't even have to be by that specific company. I just like cream soda. Anyways.
Yeah, we are so off topic. All right.
Tell me you're fat without telling me you're fat.
Well, just see a photo of me. Herman tells Herman, it's like, hey, I got bad news for you, Eddie. The dealer said the new cars won't be in for 2 weeks. Eddie slams his fist down and the whole table flinches except Grandpa.
Yeah. Can I say, Marilyn has like this giant piece of paper on her nose that just makes her look worse.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that the art department or the makeup department just didn't want to keep putting a zit on her face every day for shooting.
Yeah, probably. So Eddie asks Marilyn, he's like, hey, how's my date going with Meryl Streep? And Marilyn's like, I'm sorry. I've made no progress with her agent. She won't call me back. So Grandpa's like,
this is also another scene I want to point out to people, where Herman is wearing his untraditional uniform. He's wearing the khaki jacket with the maroon shirt as well. I wrote that down. wrote stupid notes down this week, guys, and Tivis wrote all the good notes. And if it's something good, I'm probably copying off him.
So Grandpa's like, "Hey, take your sunglasses off at the table." And Herman immediately is like, "No, wait, he can wear sunglasses wherever he wants."
Mm-hmm.
Eddie's like, "I'm gonna now let me explain it to the old guy." And Grandpa takes offense. Old guy. He's getting so sick of this little brat.
Are they really gonna eat these corn dogs without ketchup?
My wife does.
There's no ketchup on the table whatsoever.
That's an abomination. People who say ketchup doesn't belong on hot dogs, I say you don't belong with a hot dog.
Wait, are we talking about like food now, or
Yes.
okay?
Again,
This
I don't have a
this might
chin, so my mind is pretty much on one thing constantly.
hey, it could be that thing.
What?
It could be the other thing.
Oh no! Now I got you.
It's my job to try and make Tivis turn red.
So Eddie turns to him. He's like, "Look, no one is safe from the double E." And Grandpa's like, "Double E, evil eye." That's
Double
why,
E.
even me. That's why I had to remove all the mirrors in the house. And Lily's like, "Wait, you got rid of my mirror?" And he's like, "Well, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not going to be in my new room. My decorators are coming."
Marilyn's like, wait, new room? Yeah, didn't you know I'm taking Mom and Pop's room?
And Grandpa's like, "Don't forget to call a carpenter. Your head won't fit through that door." So Eddie slams his fist on the table again, threatening to take off his sunglasses. And Marilyn complains about wanting real food, but Eddie tells her not to lie.
Yeah.
So I'm like, dude. He's like, "Don't you lie."
He keeps saying, don't make me take off the sunglasses, Gramps.
Everyone eat your jawbreakers. Okay. So he tells Grandpa, he's like, "Hey, go fetch me a cold one." And I'm so curious, does he mean a beer or a soda? Because he's tried to drink quite a few episodes now.
Yeah.
So Grandpa's like, "No, that is enough. This is where I draw the line. I'm going to prove it's not real." So he's, "Hit me with your best shot." And then he's like, "Oh no." He's like, "Do you have a death wish?" And Grandpa's like, "Bring it, Svengali." So Eddie and Grandpa square off. Cut to the basement. Grandpa's in a
Which,
sling head wrap.
for people who don't know who Svengali is, because there is a guy out there in the community called Svengoolie, they are two completely different people. Svengali is a fictional character from like a novel and stuff. And I did write down this. The name Svengali became synonymous with an authority figure or mentor who exerts undue, usually evil influence over another person.
Hmm.
Dun,
Then
dun,
there's
dun,
also
dun.
Fergosi, who creates cursed objects.
And I think the first time the name popped up, might be the only time the name popped up, was in the Trilby novel. Trilby. I've never read it. Might
No.
have to try and find it and read it though. Sounds like an interesting story. It's about let's see here. Trilby was the first published night. It was first published in 1894 by George du Moreau. Svengali is a Jewish man who seduces, dominates, and exploits Trilby, a young half Irish girl, and makes her into a famous singer. Okay, that sounds weird. I don't know if I want to read that now.
Yeah, it sounds like it was written.
In the 1800s,
Yeah.
because it was.
But interesting history fact.
Yeah, pretty cool. All right.
Yeah.
Moving
So we
on.
got Grandpa in the lab with a sling and head wrap. He's still not convinced.
Yeah.
Herman's
Yeah,
like,
he
you,
doesn't.
you, what about your chip fang? Look, candy apples are not part of my usual diet. Well, what about your head? Anyone can misjudge the clearance to a coffin. Herman's like, look, just admit you created a monster and now we have to live with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, Grandpa's like, look, Eddie had nothing to do with it. I'm perfectly capable of getting into trouble on my own.
Which is it's true. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah. Look, Marilyn wants to sell Eddie to the military for medical experimentation, and this is the most unexpected line I've ever heard. Grandpa chimes in, I tried. They weren't interested. And he sounds so angry at that. Ugh. So now it's Monday. We're back at Eddie's school. Eddie's getting help from the teacher over a couple things as Brad comes in apologizing. His Mercedes got a flat and the dealership took forever to give him a new one. The teacher tells him he has to step out, or tells the class, he's like, hey, I'm going to step out. You are all under honor, honor system.
yeah. Well, before that, even the teacher also said, like, when Brad was talking about his like Mercedes or whatever, the teacher was like, "Oh yeah, I have the same issue with my whatever cheap brand of car he had." I don't even know what he said.
Yeah. Yeah. So, by the way, he said it was a lab portion of the test. It's another written test.
Yeah.
Bullshit. Um, so Brad calls the teacher a dweeb and then asks for the answers from Eddie. And Eddie's like, look, no, first off, how are you here? You were expelled. He just laughs. I paid Paul $10 to pull a prank on you, which,
Oh,
by the way,
you like that, huh?
that is $24.26 today.
Which the kid has a Mercedes. I'm pretty sure he could have afforded more than $10. Although, to be fair, Mercedes aren't that expensive.
Not anymore, but even still, like $20 when I was in high school. Yeah, give me that.
Right? You want me to do what? Make a call? Sure.
So this throws Eddie for a loop because he swore it worked on his family. He's like, no, but it worked on my family. I swear it did. I think it did.
Eddie's so confused.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So while he's distracted, Brad steals his test sheet. Um, now I'm thinking food. I don't know. We're getting like some Little Caesars bread later for lunch. It's gonna be good. Eddie tell
Oh gosh.
that broke Myke. Eddie tells him to give it back and fuck off. Not in
Yeah,
those words.
pretty
Brad and
much.
him, yeah, they get into a back and forth scuffle as the teacher walks in. He's like, hey, this is not a dance class. Stop it.
Yeah.
Uh,
And this is when the teacher's like, what the hell's going on?
yeah.
And the Brad looks over at Eddie and he's like, you know what snitches get?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eddie
And then
Eddie
this is
finally,
where
yeah,
Eddie
he's just like, oh, fuck off.
fires off and was like, you know what? No, screw you guys. I'm going home. This dude has been cheating the whole damn time. Every time he bullies me and everything. And then as Eddie's, I don't know, those aren't the exact words, guys. I'm sure Tivis has the words. But
No.
no, okay. So he's basically going off about how this kid's been bullying everybody and stealing answers and cheating this whole time. And as he's going, it's kind of like the class gets riled up and it's like, yeah, yeah, like a yeah, 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 yeah.
Mhm.
Dude, how come
Some
this show feels more? It feels better produced, production value wise, than some of the new Disney shit. It feels more real.
I don't know. I haven't seen a new Disney sitcom in a while.
Like all this, I guess it's because everything's super glossy now and no
Unless you
depth.
count an ABC sitcom, which I don't actually think I'm watching any of those either.
No, I'm talking like Disney Channel shows, like the kids stuff.
Yeah, I don't even know
Like
what's on there other than that superhero family.
like everything that like Disney and Nickelodeon are both do the same thing. They both are like very over glossy, oversaturated, no depth of field with their visuals or anything like that. Like even Henry Danger was like that on Nickelodeon, right? I think that was Nickelodeon. I don't
Uh,
remember. Anyways, back to the teacher finally looks over at Brad. He's like, "Yeah, Brad. Sorry. That's from if people don't know what that's from Daddy's Home 2." And Brad is the name of Will Ferrell's character.
Such a great movie.
Yeah. Brad.
Yeah. So yeah, the whole class is turning. There's that girl in there who's like, "Yeah, he cheated off me too."
Oh.
Yeah. And so yeah, the teacher like sends him to the principal's office. But as he's leaving, he tells Eddie, "You'll be sleeping with the fishes tonight." And he's like, "Take a number behind my family."
Yeah, he's like, I have a feeling my family will be at me before you will. But when Eddie says it to him, he smacks him on the face like gangster style, like, take a number. It will be okay.
Yeah, so now we're back at home. Herman is talking to the bank. He's like, "Oh, they had me mixed up with another Herman Munster." Grandpa just rolls his eyes. Marilyn's skin's all better. Turns out she was using the wrong bulb. It was a sun lamp bulb, not Eddie.
Which makes me question. I wrote this in my notes. It's a grow bulb first, she calls it. Not a
Yeah.
sun lamp. A grow bulb. What the hell is Marilyn if that's making her face do that? That's not how that works. That would be like saying, "Oh, I went out in the sun and my zit came out." That's not what is Marilyn in this universe.
No, that's a very valid. Is she a plant?
Is this poison ivy? And poison ivy's kind of like a succubus. So, I mean, just
Oh,
saying.
there we go. Right in with your theories on this. So,
Unless you know medically that grow lamps can actually make people, get zits, but I doubt it. I highly doubt it because they're just like UV kind of lights, right? That's all they are. So,
yeah. We don't have plants, so I don't know. Although I do have this black light.
oh yeah, guess what? I totally didn't even think about the fact that, normal plants. I just assumed that they were growing weed in their house. I told I, I forgot people use those for other things
That's
too.
all right. My head went to heat lamp at first. All
Oh
right.
shit.
So at this point, Eddie comes in, and I got to say, I really love these couple lines that are about to happen.
Yes.
He's like, "Herman, well, look who's home, everybody." And everyone together, "Hello,
Oh,
Eddie."
real quick too, before we get further in. There's a point where Marilyn, when she comes down, I wrote this in my notes. Marilyn comes down. Here, let me figure out where this is at so I know exactly so people
I
can
wish
go
you
and
could
look.
see the audio to these couple lines.
It is um in this spot here. So Marilyn comes down and then right before Eddie walks in, there's a boom mic that pops in the frame, and then it
Is
just
there really?
yeah. So I had to like it was like bothering me, and then I kept looking up it was in the left-hand corner, and the boom mic pops in. So I had to like go back and rewatch this end because it was bothering me so much that the boom mic popped in for a minute. I was like, damn it, I can't focus. Yeah. Anyways.
There's no way for you to just play the audio part of this one, right?
Let me see what I can do
Because
here.
there's no way either of us could give these couple lines justice. It's just so good.
Let's see here. Right when Eddie walks in, is that what you want?
Yeah.
All right. Give me 1 sec. I will turn the volume up and see how this goes. You hear?
Well, look who's home, everybody. Hello, Eddie.
Yeah, hello.
I just want to say I'm sorry. If there's anything I can do to make it up.
Well, you can begin by donating your allowance so we can redecorate our room back the way we like it.
And you could get a job after school so that we could get rid of all the junk food and buy some real groceries.
Oh, and for the next 6 weeks, you can milk the yak.
I really hate that job. Oh, okay. I guess I had this coming to me, huh? I'm sorry, Pop. I'm sorry, Mom. I'm sorry, Marilyn. I'm sorry, Grandpa. But don't you think I've suffered enough?
Lily, Hyman, I think Eddie's right. I think he's learned his lesson. I'll just go down to the lab and turn off the electric chair.
That's awesome.
I wouldn't expect you to play the whole theme, but it's so good. The whole react.
Yeah.
And when Grandpa says that last line too, he's lasering into the back of Eddie's head.
Yeah. That's freaking awesome. And then you go to the credits or post credit, I guess.
Can we go back for a second? There's a couple things in that scene.
All right, man.
Have a yak.
A what?
A yak.
A yak.
They have a yak.
Apparently. I don't know how maybe Spot. It's in Spot's dungeon. I don't know. What?
I know they like rack of yak. Do they slaughter them?
Yes. I'm going to assume they slaughter their own food. Shit gets expensive, man. This was the late 80s. You know, everyone was just coming out of a recession at the time, right?
Yeah.
Had to slaughter your own food.
And when Eddie's hugging everyone, he goes from Herman to Lily to Marilyn, and Marilyn's like, "No, back off."
Yeah. Marilyn's just like, "Nope," pushes him away.
Like that was, I loved that scene so much.
Yeah, and I'm also digging Eddie's jacket in this episode. I had to put that in my notes in this spot right here. He's got this like Fonzie kind of like leather jacket going on, but then there's like this giant like freaking what would you say? It's like is it an eagle? Yeah, it's a eagle, but the eagle's like in what do they call that stuff when it's shiny? I don't know what it's called, dude. Shininess. I'm
reflective.
My words to see. This is why I write the synopsis while I'm wide awake. Oh, I don't know. Anyways, but it's all like very shiny,
Shimmer?
beaded and stuff like that. Yeah, it's a pretty cool jacket. Hey,
Now we get to the
Eddie.
last scene. Yeah. Which does Herman have? What is Herman wearing in this? I seem to remember he's got something interesting on.
So Herman walks in. He's wearing his normal suit, like black
Oh, is
and
it? Okay.
brown. Yeah.
Was he wearing a red coat at some point in the set, or a red shirt? It might be a red shirt. I'm thinking of.
He was wearing a red night robe when they were in the lab and they were all talking and freaking out over Grandpa being hurt now. They're like,
okay, that's
see,
what
don't you believe now, Grandpa? Don't you believe? Now, I think they all should owe Grandpa
You
an
just went into
apology.
like Jack Nicholson.
Did I?
Yes.
I don't even. I just. How? What did I do?
Don't you believe?
Don't you believe? But I think they all owe Grandpa an apology.
Yeah, they should do. Really do. Yeah. Well, we're on the last scene now. We got Lily and Marilyn watching the news. Lily's knitting. Eddie's eating popcorn. Someone
Herman
is
walks
freeing
in with his shovel.
The news report is weird.
Oh.
So someone is fleeing. I love what this is like a few times now. We got a couple weird news things.
Mm-hmm.
Someone is fleeing Colombia to escape wasting valuable land growing coffee.
I wonder if I wonder if some of the news things are like real things. You know how we have like crazy news stories every so often that pop up? Most of them from Florida, like Florida man does this or Florida man this. And, I wonder if some of these are like legit things from the news cycles before that they just like added in there.
But could this, the country's clearly mad that they're using growing coffee instead of drugs, right? That's the joke.
I mean, they grow both.
Wow. So Herman comes in, slams his shovel down.
You're frozen.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something. I'm sorry.
No.
Oh, no. We made it through the whole episode.
You're good.
Am I back?
Yeah.
All right. So, Herman comes in, slams his shovel down. Mr. Gateman and him got into an argument on the showroom floor. Lily hopes he didn't say anything he will regret, and Herman's like, nah, I just gave him the evil eye. That's when the news report that Sam Gateman was locked in his own coffin for 4 hours. Herman shrugs and says, who knows how these things happen. And to me, that sounds like Herman locked him in his boss in a coffin.
But then like he looks down at them and they all like look away from him. Like, no, don't look at me.
Eddie like dumps his popcorn bowl on his head.
Again, like I put in the synopsis, this is just a lot of domestic abuse going on here. It's not physical, but mentally.
Can we talk about the look on Herman's face as we enter the freeze frame? He is so happy.
Yeah, he is.
But seriously, though, he locked his boss in a coffin, didn't he?
I'm assuming so. Yeah. Well, his grandpa's not in this last scene. I guess he must still be downstairs turning off the electric chair.
Yeah. Or he's just enjoying it himself.
Yeah. Look. I'm just going to say this. I might not be keeping up with the synopsises in depth as I have been, okay? Because I was up way too late writing that to get the perfect way of saying it. So, just so we're clear, moving forward, it might not always be something luxurious, perfectionist.
Final thoughts?
I'm tired. That's my final thought. Final thoughts on this episode. Yeah, man, I enjoyed it. it was definitely something I wasn't seeing coming by the title of it. The Eyes Have It, because I wasn't guessing that at all. Um, uh, it's cool to see more school Eddie centric stuff. You know, you grow the cast a little bit more. I hate that IMDb is not putting everything on there. I really need to get another IMDb account, so that I can upload all these extra people. Are you keeping tabs on the people that were not on IMDb? Are they like still in your backlog of notes and stuff?
I still have all the notes, so we can just easily
Okay.
look and see.
Yeah, yeah. If you do
The
that,
problem
then
is going to be the first season, because remember, they didn't put guests that season.
yeah. Okay. But like even today's the one guy who wasn't credited, I could put him in there. Ooh, jeez. Sorry. Um, I said I was tired. Come on. But I did like the episode. I do like the different wardrobe that we're getting for the cast too as the season goes on. It's not just the same clothes like in the original series. It was always the same stuff except for like maybe at nighttime, you know. So we're getting different wardrobe for everybody, which is cool. And uh the story itself is kind of like, you know, it's one of superstition more so. I feel is what the point they're trying to get across here is
Mhm.
like, you know, if you believe something so much that eventually that shit will happen to you, like that bad stuff will happen to you that you're believing. It's kind of like when you
Power
say
of
things.
suggestion,
Yeah,
self-fulfilling prophecy.
yeah, or like willing things into existence by continually saying them over and over or thinking them over and over. Like, oh,
Mhm.
I'll never be this or I'll never be able to do that. Well, yeah, if you keep saying it, you're never going to. Just like if you think that, you know, I'm cursed, then what's going to happen to you? You're going to notice only the bad things that are happening to you at that point in time. Like there'll be many other things going on, but the only things that'll be popping into your mind are when the bad things happen. Oh no, I stubbed my toe. Dude, you stub your toe 5 times a week. What are you talking about? Like, you know, like, oh no, the pipe broke in my house. Okay, how old is your house? Like, it's not a string of bad luck. It's just shit happens. So, yeah, and I thought they did a really good job of portraying it in this, you know, and then as they end it, they have their reasons for why everything happened, like Herman with the bank account and stuff like that, and Marilyn with the grow lights. I don't understand that, but okay. I need the science behind that one for sure. But yeah, what did you think, dude?
I had a lot of fun with this one. It's not ranking high this season, but it's got a lot of things in it that I really enjoyed. The teacher,
Yeah.
I enjoyed his performance, but again, I really liked him in Perfect Strangers, so
Okay.
probably biased. I thought Eddie's performance in it was really great. James Marsden.
Yeah.
The grandpa, as always, fantastic. And I agree with you. The whole like if the more you believe in something, the more likely it is to happen to you.
That doesn't mean if everyone out there believes in all the damn conspiracies that they're going to come true. Like, let's just say that.
No, nor if you believe you're going to win the lottery.
But there is a correlation between like the more that you believe, quote unquote, believe in certain conspiracies, the more you're going to see connections with that, because that's literally all that's going to be in your life. That's all your mind is going to be thinking about. So every little thing will show it. Include it's kind of like an algorithm on social media. The more you
I was
look
going
at
to say,
one
like your
thing,
phones, the more
yeah,
you talk about something, the more advertisement you're going to get.
right. The more like if the more people watch our show, the more the internet's going to push other monsters content onto them. The more people like look at, you know, stupid freaking ads on Facebook or Instagram, the more you're going to get those dumb ads. Like, it's just it's an algorithm, except for in the case of this show, it's being portrayed as it's basically an algorithm within your brain, you know. Tivis has got the spooky light on. Don't blind yourself, dude. But yeah, continue, dude. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off while you're doing yours.
No. You're putting into more elegant words than I'm able to express. But yeah, there's quite a few things that I did enjoy from this one. Like I said, those things, James's performance. I really hope we will get a Maryland episode soon. And you're right, there is no possible way we could ever have guessed the evil eye was going to come be a major plot in this show, but we probably should have.
Yeah. There's absolutely no way that you would have. Yeah, I guess because the last few episodes, the titles have kind of been the big, like, you know, the correlation to what's gonna come and stuff like that. So but now with like this one, it's getting back into kind of like it's the mystical portion of the Munsters, because sometimes when we're watching, I always forget about like the mystical or dark arts part of the Munsters, you know. But they've also really done a decent job, and maybe they did it on purpose, you know, to not make it like dark art stuff, because Grandpa does more science stuff than anything.
Yeah.
So
we are entering the 90s, which is, honest to God, probably the most experimental we've gotten with TV. Like, they were pushing boundaries like never before we really reel it back in the mid 2000s, because the PC police started attacking things. I shouldn't call it the PC police.
it was more so
it's more angry moms, soccer moms.
Yeah. It's why the cartoons started changing a lot more. So there was actual laws put into effect stating that so much content out had to be an educational realm, which I think if we've gone way away from now with streaming services, though. Like, I think they found a way around that, because like back in the 90s and stuff, and even the 80s, like you had like cartoons like G.I. Joe, He-Man, Transformers. Then you got into the 90s, you had like Ninja Turtles, Darkwing Duck, Power Rangers, like all these shows that were made for kids, but they taught stuff too. They taught stuff, but in the parents' eyes at that point in time, it wasn't teaching them, you know. They just saw the gratuitous violence or whatever, even though it wasn't like super violent at all. I mean, for Pete's sake, we watched WWF back in the 90s that had more violence and crude jokes than anything.
Oh God, yeah, I did.
But
I'm
then
just talking like sitcoms and stuff in general. Because I mean, look at old Roseanne. They're pushing stuff like, you know.
Well, you had shows like
their
Roseanne.
Boy wants to be a witch for Halloween, and everyone's you know, making fun of him, and they're like, no, this is what he wants. Back off.
What you're talking about, like the original Roseanne, right?
Yeah.
Roseanne was there to push the boundaries too, I think, of TV at the time, because she wanted a show where the family acted like, you know, a real not middle class, but not like super low class, because they still had a house and everything, but an average, I guess, American family, white American family at the time. And I think they really knocked it out of the park with that show. Between that show and then some of the stuff, I mean, Married with Children was a lot more hyperbolic for sure.
Yeah.
But those two shows, and then you had Full
Home
House, which
Improvement dealt with a lot of emotional family dynamic stuff,
parenting issues and stuff. Yeah, definitely did.
But it's just, I'm wondering if they got rid of the black magic because they were still in, like, I'm not too sure, but like the 80s were in like 70s, they had, you know, the reign of the hippies and stuff, and then it kind of went more corporate. And I'm wondering how much the churches were involved with FCC and stuff, like in the mid 2000s when they started cracking down on stuff. Because I know people out there are saying that, you know, everything's woke now. You clearly didn't watch TV growing up, because there were a lot more stuff like that you're complaining about today in the 90s.
Yeah. Well, I do know that like they also were a little more concerned about portraying like quote unquote black magic and stuff like that too, because like what did New Orleans have? It had all the voodoo and shit like that, bro. And it was always being portrayed as a very negative thing on the news ever since like that stuff started in America, for sure. But even the original Munsters show didn't portray black magic stuff. It was always more like, what could Grandpa create with this? Yeah, he had a quote unquote spell book, but he was still using science within his spells. It was never just straight up magic.
That's true. That's true.
He never like dove in and been like, dear Satan, give me the power to transform my son and give him a beard or some shit. You know, it was like, what chemicals can I use to put into this pill for my grandson to be able to do this? And then he gets a beard and shit. Now I gotta figure it out, which we're gonna then use Lily's horrible soup to get rid of it.
He did have that one spell, Fire Finger.
Yeah, Harry Potter did that too.
Not on his finger.
Not on his finger, but I mean, Grandpa doesn't have a wand, so
they only use that
you
gag
can
twice.
do that
I would
on your phone, apparently. Hey Siri, Lumos. Oh, Lumos? What did I say? Luminos, didn't I? Hey Siri, Lumos. Look at that. That's the first time I've actually tried it.
Yeah, if you also say, hey, Pooter, it'll start saying lines from Lego Batman.
Really? And I know there's a word that say to turn your light off too on the phone, but I don't remember.
I think.
Is that what it is?
I think.
Noxus.
But yeah, so I'm just trying to figure out what the change, because even with his, as you said, his alchemy that he's kind of doing, they only did like one episode of that, and he's got this whole lab down there and he's been more computer guy than anything. Well,
I think it's also too the advent of computers in the late 80s and early 90s is what they probably had some like sponsorship, like, hey, push computers, we want people to want computers, you know.
Could be.
Whereas like, but there was other shows.
How far away are we from Weird Science?
Weird Science is behind us.
Is it? Okay, so that already passed. So we are definitely in the age of computers.
Yeah, Weird Science came out in 85.
Okay.
But then there was other shows like I remember watching like Home Improvement, barely any computers in it. Roseanne, no computers in it. Married with Children, no computers. What was the other the really nice white family one? What was that? Full House. Full House, no computers. There weren't computers in those things, you know.
They really moved the computers to like kids shows.
At this point in time, I think that they were using computers because of like you said, Weird Science and stuff. Like computers were being used to potentially show like, you know, it's hard because like the way Grandpa uses the computer, the way that kids use the computer in Weird Science, it's almost like they were trying to actually scare people away from using computers. When you think about it, like within those realms of content and the computer, it's like, oh no, like we don't know what computers can do yet. Computers could be like this, you know, magic box of horror kind of stuff, and maybe
kind of like
that's
what
why
they've been doing with AI for the past decade.
I mean, AI is bad though.
Well, yeah.
So
computers can be bad too. Look what it.
Yeah.
It brought us this show, but also brought us, Elon Musk. So,
But there's so many. Yeah, I'm gonna go on that route. I think that they were portraying computers in the late 80s as bad.
I think you're onto something. Because I
'Cause
mean,
there was
look, every technological leap,
Mhm.
there has been a section or a group of people who have been against it. It happened with the light bulb. It happened with movies,
Yeah.
comics, you name it. If it's come around and it's got like a giant sensation and it's going to change the world, not that I'm saying comics did that, but it's going to change how we live, like electricity, light bulbs, the movies, going to see moving pictures,
Yeah.
the computers. There's always been a group of people who have been, oh no, this is bad.
Yeah. Yeah. But
And it's not just the Amish.
yeah. Yeah, so I'm definitely on that on that line right now until I see something.
You've convinced me.
If there's other stuff out there from the 80s, guys, that portrays computers in like a better light, let me know, because there's a lot of stuff I'm thinking of now that it was like
Small
negative.
soldiers.
Small
The computer chip turns the toys
that
into killer.
That was like mid 90s though.
It's still it was continuing the trend.
I mean, they
The
still do
microchip.
that. Like, look at Terminator.
Yeah, that started in the 80s.
Yeah. And then you had, there's a lot of them. Maybe it's just Hollywood's always portrayed the electronics as bad.
Which now we know they are. But
only if used wrong.
Only if they're in your pocket 24/7.
Yeah. Well, that was a good one. I like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I never really thought about it until just now, thinking about, because like you said, weird science and stuff, and I'm like, well, they really didn't portray it as a good thing. Anyway, were you done with your final thoughts? Sorry, dude. We kept cutting in.
Yeah, I mean, I would just end up mimicking a lot of what you said. I had fun with it. There's no way in hell we would have ever guessed from the title.
No.
I enjoyed the actors that were in it. It's cool that the boy went on to do a lot of behind the scenes electrical stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it's awesome that he worked on Star Wars. That's
pretty cool. He also worked on what was it, Future Man? I saw on his thing.
Yeah, I saw
that. Probably one of the better shows I think that Seth Rogen produced that I liked. Yeah.
That one did look interesting, but I didn't get around to it yet.
Oh, it's so much fun, dude. It's so much fun. Yeah.
I think the last thing he did that I tried was Preacher.
Did you ever do
No,
Boys
I guess The Boys is newer.
Yeah. Nooner.
Newer.
All right. What are we doing next week, Tivis?
It's a sad, sad world, which just brings me to Donnie Darko.
It's a sad, sad world.
Yeah, it's that song, Mad, Mad World. I have no clue, honestly. I hope this is not the Marilyn episode, because I don't want to see her go through a breakup, but also it would explain why her boyfriend has been missing.
I can explain why her boyfriend's been missing, but no one wants to clearly listen to me. I mean, she does grow things off of her body in a lamp, apparently. So,
do you have a guess?
Just saying. It's a sad, sad world. I think it's gonna be another depression episode.
Probably. It's my guess. It's either Marilyn or a Herman centric episode.
Yeah, because we really don't get Lily episodes, do we?
No, we haven't really got a lot of the girls.
Or maybe it's a grandpa episode and he's just trying to find love again.
My thought, or my mind did cross that thought, but I don't know. I'm not convinced.
Okay. Yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah.
Myself. All right. Again, guys, you can find us on all social media platforms via the MUNSTERCAST, or just swing on over to TheMunsterCast.com. That's the better place to find all of our stuff over there. We have links and all that crap there, guys. Also, you can just swing on into the description down below, whether you're watching the video or listening. And then all of our links to everything is there. So definitely check those guys out. Are you ready to get out
those
here,
guys
dude?
out?
Check those guys out. What the heck is happening to Tivis's voice? He's muted. He's not talking. All right. Hey, is he frozen? He's done. You there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. All right. You got any final words, dude? Why are you shaking your
We
head?
get through the entire episode, and then we have technical problems.
All right. Yeah. Any final
my
words?
final
then,
thoughts
dude?
are: thank you for getting through this sleepy episode. Thank you for getting through this sleepy episode with us. Again, the episode was fun, but it wasn't that as exciting as some of the previous ones we watched. Join us next week. We are so glad that you are along with us for this ride. We are fully in the trenches with season 2 now. My PC is being slowed, apparently. I've noticed. Yeah, so it's another fun week talking with my good friend Myke, and I hope you all enjoyed our tangents as always.
Yeah. And if you guys are liking the extra bit that we've been doing the last couple weeks of diving into stuff that based off of the episode and stuff, kind of like our computer talk just now, let us know in the comments. I would love to know if you guys are intrigued by that, or even interested, or you just want us to shut up and end the show within like the small amount of time frame. Definitely let us know, guys. We might change it up, we might not. It's up to you guys out there. We'd love to know, but we also like to talk to each other. So, yeah. All right, Tivis. With that said, we will catch y'all next time as we take another stroll down 1313 Mockingbird Lane.
The lesson I want you to learn is it doesn't matter what you look like. You can be tall or short, or fat or thin, or ugly, or handsome, like your father. Or you can be black or yellow or white. It doesn't matter. What does matter is the size of your heart and the strength of your character.